நடத்த முடிஞ்சது. ஸோ அந்த ஈவெண்ட் ரிலேட்டடான விஷயங்களை உங்களோட நான் இந்த இதில் ஷேர் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு இருக்கிறேன். ஸோ பிஃபோர் என்டரிங் தட் ஈவெண்ட், what is grid? What is the function of the grid? What is the architecture of the grid? The role of the grid என்ன அப்படிங்கிறத பார்த்து நம்ம நெக்ஸ்ட் போகலாம். So grid, the electrical grid is the electrical power system network comprised of the generating plant, the transmission lines, the substation, the transformers, the distribution lines, and the consumer. So the power system எல்லா எக்யூப்மெண்ட்டுமே கிரிட்ல இம்ப்ளைட் ஆயிருது. So not only generator, the generator is responsible for produce or generating the rated output voltage. That output voltage is transmitted to the consumer through the transmission line. So the entire everything in the power system is called as grid. It's a bidirectional. Without grid, there is no power transfer. Without grid, it is not possible for uninterrupted power supply. So the grid is a vital part in the power system. As I already told now, that is all the generating stations like biogas, atomic, thermal power station, hydel power station, then windmill. The generated output voltage is transmitted to the consumer via this grid. So this slide shows the symbol, that is the atomic power station, the bus bars, hydel power station, then thermal, the solar, the transmission lines. What is the function of the grid? What is the role of the grid? To maintain the frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is everybody known as an electrical engineer, everybody known. The frequency is nothing but it's a difference between the incoming supply and outgoing supply. That is generated output voltage and the consumed power. It can be easily, that is already we know a simple formula, F is equal to Pn by 120. So who is the responsible for this frequency? All the generators are responsible. You know a simple formula, F is equal to Pn by 120. The frequency is directly proportional to the pole of the machine and number of the speed of the machine. Number of poles and the speed of the machine. Okay. So now we compare with this frequency with the one water tank analogy. That is, if the incoming water level is equal to the outgoing, then the water level in the tank is maintained as constant. Like that, our system frequency is 50 Hz. It is designed by the British government. So our IEGC, it is Indian Electricity Grid Code, fixed the nominal frequency is as 50 Hz. So already you know the frequency is the difference between the incoming and outgoing. Suppose the generating output voltage is 1000 megawatt. The demand is 800 megawatt. What will happen? The level is increased. So the frequency is rise. If the generating output voltage is 800 megawatt, the demand is 1000 megawatt. What will happen? The level is decreased. So lower the frequency. But all the equipments in our IEGC standard, all the electrical equipment like that is 1 watt LED lamp to very huge equipment, all the equipments are rated frequencies 50 Hz. So actually the generating station is responsible for output to power and the consumer is responsible for consume the power based on their load. Who is matching this both input and output? So one person, that is called a load dispatch center, LD center, that is called as LD center. That pupils, that power engineers, that's power experts monitor the whole all over country. What is the incoming of the grid and what is the demand? It can be monitored. So power grid is nothing but electrical power in our homes and in industry is really the lifeblood of our existence. Yes, used for heating, cooling, cooking, refrigeration, light, sound, computation, and everything is based on our electricity. Stay home, stay safe is one word, but without power it is not possible. Like in our TTPS, we generate 15.75 kV voltage. It can be step up to 230 kV by using the generator transformer, transmitted to the transmission line, and it is stepped down to various level like 110 kV, 33 kV, 6.6 kV, 11 kV by using the auto transformer, power transformer, distribution transformer, and then finally sent to the consumer at rated level. This is one simple slide for the grid SLD. So it's a very complex network. So the grid பொறுத்தவரை நம்ம என்ன சொல்லலாம் அப்படின்னா டே பை டே growing. ஒரு கண்ட்ரியோட ஜிடிபி நம்ம சொல்லுவோம்ல, ஒரு கண்ட்ரியோட கிராஸ் டொமஸ்டிக் ப்ராடக்ட், அதாவது ஒரு டெவலப்பிங் கண்ட்ரியில வந்து அந்த ஜிடிபியை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் அந்த கண்ட்ரியை நம்ம டெவலப்பிங்கா அண்டர் டெவலப்டா டிசைட் பண்றோம். ஸோ இந்த ஜிடிபியை டிசைன் பண்ணக்கூடிய அந்த நிறைய ஃபேக்டர்ஸ்ல ஒன் ஆஃப் த ஃபேக்டர் வந்து நம்ம ஒவ்வொரு இண்டிவிஜுவல் எவ்வளவு எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் பவரை கன்சியூம் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னு. ஸோ இந்த டே பை டே growth ஆஃப் கிரிட் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு நாட்டினுடைய வளர்ச்சி பாதையை பார்த்து போகக்கூடிய ஒரு விஷயம். ஸோ நம்முடைய ப்ரீவியஸ் ஹிஸ்டரி சொல்லி பார்த்தோம்னா 1947 to 2017 வரைக்கும் ஒரு ஸ்டேட்டஸ் எடுத்தோம்னா 1947 அவர் தெர்மல் ஜெனரேஷன் இஸ் 854 மெகாவாட், ஹைட்ரோ 508 மெகாவாட், டோட்டல் 1362 மெகாவாட். கிராஜுவலா அது growth ஆகி 2017ல 2,18,330 தெர்மல், 6,780 நியூக்ளியர், 44,478 ஹைட்ரோ, 57,260 renewable energy, total 3,26,841. இது நம்முடைய நாட்டினுடைய வளர்ச்சி விகிதத்தை காட்டுகிறது. பட் நான் இந்த டைம்ல நம்ம 2022ல ஒரு 2022ல ஒரு டார்கெட் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க. தெர்மல் 2,80,000, no issue. No nuclear 14,000, hydro 65,000. The renewable energy compared with 2017, 2022ல triple time 1,75,000 solar. So இது வந்து ஒரு வேர்ல்டு கமிட்மெண்ட். இதுக்கு பேர் வந்து கார்பன் கமிட்மெண்ட் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. டு ரெடியூஸ் த பொல்யூஷன், டு அவாய்ட் த பொல்யூஷன், தட் இஸ் டு அவாய்ட் தி கார்பன் மோனாக்சைடு, சாக்ஸ், நாக்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் வந்து தெர்மல் பவர் பிளானோட அவுட்புட். இந்த பொல்யூஷன் அவாய்ட் பண்றதுக்காக வேர்ல்டு வைடாவே அவங்க தெர்மலை ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு ரினியூபிள் எனர்ஜி. ஸோ ரினியூபிள் எனர்ஜியை பொறுத்தவரையில விண்ட் பவர் நம்ம 2022ல விண்ட் பவர் 60,000, சோலார் பவர் 1 lakh, தென் தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டேட் கிரிட். ஸோ நம்முடைய இன்ட்ரா ஸ்டேட் என்டிட்டிஸ் பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா தமிழ்நாடோட ஸ்டேட் கிரிட்ல யாரெல்லாம் ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்காங்கன்னா ஸ்டேட் ஓன்டு ஜெனரேட்டிங் ஸ்டேஷன்ஸ் லைக் டிடிபிஎஸ், மேட்டூர் தெர்மல் பவர் ஸ்டேஷன், நார்த் சென்னை தெர்மல் பவர் ஸ்டேஷன், ஐபிபிஸ், இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் பவர் பிரைவேட் செக்டர்ஸ், Tangenco as Discom. Tangenco is the part of the TNEB. Fossil fuel based private generators, NCS, non-conventional energy based biomass power plant, non-conventional energy based co-generation power plants, renewable energy sources, that is wind and solar. இது எல்லாம் கம்பைன் பண்ணது தான் நம்முடைய தமிழ்நாடு ஸ்டேட் கிரிட். ஸோ ஏற்கனவே பார்த்த மாதிரி இந்த கிரிட்டோட ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி மெயின்டைன் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு இன்ஸ்டன்ட் வேல்யூ, தட் இஸ் த ஜென்ரேட்டிங் அவுட்புட் பவர் அண்ட் டிமாண்ட் ரெண்டுமே வந்து இன்ஸ்டன்ட் வேல்யூ. த ஜென்ரேட்டட் அவுட்புட் பவர் எங்கேயுமே நம்ம வந்து ஸ்டோர் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ இந்த கேரக்டர் ஆஃப் த கிரிட்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தோம்னா இட்ஸ் மஸ்ட் பி இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் பேஸ்ட், கம்யூனிகேட்டிங், செக்யூர், ரிலையபிள், ஃபிளெக்சிபிள், controllable and load balance. So grid safety and security அந்த கான்செப்ட்ல பார்க்கும்போது strict IEGC and state EGC. நமக்கு வந்து இந்தியன் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி கிரிட் கோட் சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸ்டேட் எலக்ட்ரிசிட்டி கிரிட் கோட் இஸ் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் ஃபார் ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட். Then declared capacity is one of the vital part in the grid security safety. That is, declared capacity is nothing but each and every generating plant, generating unit promise their future further come output power. For example, today for 11:30 hours, what is the rated output power from TTPS? It is already declared before 30 minutes. That is, on 24 hours is slotted into 96. That is 15 minutes considered as one block. Before 2 blocks, every unit, every plant promise their declared capacity. The deviation mechanism regulation, it is nothing but, suppose if the thermal plant is nothing but it is a combination of boiler, turbine and generator. If any fault occur in the boiler or turbine and any breakdown occur, it should issue the declared capacity. Under such time, how the power is managed? So deviation mechanism regulation, penalty provisions as per regulations. That is, suppose the promised output is not given to the grid, then the penalty provided. Demand supply gap, that is, supply is determined, supply is fixed, but demand is increased due to seasonal based or whatever may be. So under such time, it's a demand supply gap. Then renewable energy rich state to be more cautious. That is, as per IEGC code, when the thermal plant on windmill on solar plant is available, you must run the wind and solar because it is a renewable energy and non-polluted. But the renewable energy is only based on the seasonal. For example, if the wind season, the wind generator output power is depends upon the wind speed, and solar is morning 6 to evening 6. So it should be more critical in the maintain the stability of the grid. Sudden fluctuation lead to more gaps. That is sudden withdrawal or sudden inclusion of the loads. It is one of the issue. Then proper metering as per the CEA regulation. Metering is actually already I told no. That is the incoming. What is the incoming power and what is the outgoing power? What is the generated output power and what is the consumed power? It can be instantaneously monitored by using the available base tariff energy meters. As per the CEA is nothing but Central Electricity Authority. Similarly, how the based on the generated output power, the transmission is also strengthened due to stability of the grid. That is the connectivity infrastructure, readily availability of interconnection facilities, transmission lines availability, already overloaded grid system, seamless evacuation and generation plant development, grid strengthening by CTU. Same like that IEGC, central transmission utility and state transmission utility monitor the transmission of the power. The responsibility. Actually, the power supply authority is nothing but generating station. As TTPS, we are the power supply authority. We have two responsibility. One is the to deliver the quality power. The quantity is okay. 230 volt AC is a quantity. What do you mean about quality? Yes, the voltage level, the IEGC based nominal voltage level, under frequency, over frequency, under voltage, over voltage, harmonics, distortion, noise, notch. It's a matter for the power quality. So the power supply unit, that is generating unit is responsible for send the power quality or quality power. In the meantime, the clean power supply is nothing but it's a non-polluted, that is the pollution-free based power generation. The consumer obtain the power, quality power. The consumer is also responsible for the no electrical pollution. What do you mean about electrical pollution? That is standard electrical equipments. The Indian grid is formed in the organization or structure based. The policy making is called as top level authority. The top level authority is central government, CEA, Central Electricity Authority, and state government. The regulators govern and monitor the whole regulation. That is Central Electricity Regularity Commission. State Electricity Regularity Commission is responsible for state government. System operators, the grid operators, and to maintain the frequency, to maintain the voltage level in the entire country, there are three centers. That is National Load Dispatch Center, Regional Load Dispatch Center, State Load Dispatch Center. Generation, there are three types of generation. Central generating station, state generating station. Central generating station is example for in Vallur 2 into 600 megawatt, and the NLC power plant is a central generating station. State generating station is nothing but the TTPS, MTPS, North Chennai, and some like that private sector players. Transmission, central transmission utility, state transmission utility, and private sector players. Distribution, state sector distribution licensee and private sector distribution licensee. Markets, trading license, power exchanges, and bilateral markets. Evaluation of the Indian power grid. Actually, I already told you that our Honorable Prime Minister's 9 p.m. 9 minutes event. That event was so successful based on this our one grid, one nation. What's the how they evaluate? That is in before 1991, our Indian grid is formed in 5 regional grids: North, East, West, South, and Northeast. October 1991, East and Northeast are synchronized. Now, the 4-grid one nation. March 2013, West synchronized with East-Northeast. That is 3-grid one nation. In August 2006, North synchronized with Central grid. That is 2-grid one nation. December 2013, all India synchronized grid. That is 1-grid one nation. நம்முடைய இந்தியன் கிரிட் வந்து ஒன் கிரிட் ஒன் நேஷனாக இருந்தாலும் கூட அந்த அந்த கிரிட் அந்த லோடோட பேஸ் வந்து கண்ட்ரி வைடு வந்து ஈக்குவலா கிடையாது. That is, for example, in northern region, it is highly weather sensitive load. நமக்கு already we know, if it is in summer, too summer, in winter, too cool. North eastern region, it is high hydro potential and evacuation problem. In eastern side, it's a low load, high coal reserves. In western region, industrial load and agricultural load. In southern region, high load and morely season-based hydro. So it's a peculiarities of the regional grids. Our all India installed capacity in north, west, south, and east, northeast, the total capacity is 2,87,999. It's based on 2019. Not only our grid is connected within this India, it also connected to the international. That is, 3 more lines are provided. One is the Nepal, another one is the Bhutan, then Bangladesh. Sri Lanka is under proposed. Here the Bhutan is very, Bhutan, we import the power from Bhutan because more tidal power available in the Bhutan. In LD structure, that is load dispatch structure. NLDC, that is National Load Dispatch Center, headquarters is located in Delhi. Under this control, 5 regional head, that is Southern, North region, West, East, and Northeast. Our Tamil Nadu under the control of Southern region. The headquarters of the Southern region is Bengaluru. Our Tamil Nadu state, the state LDC is Chennai, sub LDC is Chennai, Madurai, and Erode. In a southern grid, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Pondicherry, and Telangana. This pie chart shows what is the power consumption, that is domestic, how much of domestic, commercial, industrial, irrigation, others in the southern grid. This is southern grid map. The southern grid consists of the 765 kV lines, 400 kV lines, and 230 kV lines. So nowadays, already I told that is the grid is day by day grid is growing. So grid growth is very vital for India development. But at the same time, in like our TTPS, the Tuticorin Thermal Power Station is commissioned on 1979. It's a 40 years plan. The equipments are designed during that time. The technology is the 1979 technology, but the grid is new grid. Our grid is named as News Grid, that is North, East, West, and South. This is one of the complex. The smart grid. The characters of the smart grid is improvement in digital-based protection, highly reliable and viable communication system, integration of control, command, protection, and communication, improvement to human-machine interface, high-speed relay systems, high-speed circuit breakers, communication application in power system, energy control centers with a network like IEMS, that is Integrated Energy Management System. So, ஒரு கிரிட் அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து இன்னைக்கு வந்து என்டையர் கண்ட்ரியோடைய இன்ஸ்டன்டேனியஸ் பவரை நம்ம வந்து மானிட்டர் பண்ண வேண்டிய ஒரு விஷயம். ஸோ கிரிட்டோட மெயின் பார்ட் வந்து ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி நம்ம பார்த்துருக்கோம். ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி இஸ் நத்திங் பட் ஜென்ரேட்டட் அவுட்புட் வோல்டேஜ், ஜென்ரேட்டட் அவுட்புட் பவர் அண்ட் கன்சூம்டு பவர். ஸோ இந்த ரெண்டையும் டாலர் பண்ணி, இந்த ரெண்டையும் மானிட்டர் பண்ணி, இந்த ரெண்டோட டிஃபரன்ஸை வந்து அந்த இன்ஸ்டன்ட்ல ஆக்ஷன் எடுக்கணும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், இஃப் எனி ஃபால்ட் அக்கர் இன் த கிரிட் சிஸ்டம், இட் வில் கொலாப்ஸ் என்டையர் grid. The fault current flows in the healthy section also. So எவ்வளவு ஃபாஸ்டா அந்த fault செக்ஷனை ஹெல்த்தில இருந்து நம்ம வந்து ஐசோலேட் பண்ணணும். So in the previous days we are using the analog based relays, then static types relays. Nowadays the numerical relays are provided. The numerical relays that is also called as IED, intelligent electronic devices. That devices that is the sense the fault from the CTBTs, then it isolate the healthy section from the faulty section within 10 milliseconds. So 10 milliseconds is nothing but half cycle. Within half cycle, when the fault is occurred, it should be analyzed and properly disconnected. Similar, the high-speed breakers, the controller, digital-based controllers. So it's also the response time. If any fault, any issues occur in the grid, it should be sensed by the controller within the 10 milliseconds. That is half cycle. So it can be tolerated. So the power system stability can be maintained. So integrated energy management system. The integrated energy management system is the one of the main role in the energy management. For example, in TTPS, in our Tuticorin thermostat power station, we are in 5 generating unit and 10 numbers of evacuation feeders. Without this integrated energy management system, no one known what is the exact power output of the each unit and what is the evacuation of the feeders. This is a single line diagram of the 5 units and 10 numbers of feeders. This integrated energy management system software shows instant value of exacted output power, exacted output real power, reactive power, apparent power, what is the power factor, and what is the current level. So if fault occur anytime, so transient condition, the transient fault, dynamic fault occurs anytime. During that time, suppose if any feeder got tripped, that is how the load is evacuated in other feeders. What is the position of the other feeders? What is the loading condition of the other feeders? What is the capacity of the generator? If what will the 5 units megawatts are sharing? It's everything known in the single window. Similar, it's a data based. What is the value of the phase-to-phase, phase-to-neutral output voltage? What is the balance, unbalanced voltage, average value? The power quality. I already told the generating station is responsible for send the quality power. What is the harmonic distortion? V1, V2, V3. What is the phase-to-phase harmonic distortion? If the value is exit, what is the reason for the value? Analyzed, it can be easily analyzed. The voltage harmonics level. This is the event recording. Millisecond based event recording for fault analyzing. So power quality, that is here source. Power quality, voltage, total harmonic distortion, VR, VY, VB. For example, in generator 4, 3.16, 3.23, 3.0. The nominal level is 4%. Power quality current, the total harmonic distortion in current base 0.63, 0.51, 0.53. The symmetrical components, what is the phase sequence of the unit 4? What is the negative sequence? What is the zero sequence? If the negative sequence is increased, then analyze the problem, analyze the issues. Why the negative sequence is increased? So preventive action should be taken by using this kind of software. So what is the voltage unbalance? What is the current unbalance? Sag swell level. Everything is known in the single window. Yes, the grid system, the responsibility of the grid system, how the grid system is maintained, what is the function of the energy management system, so known. Behind that, the Pan-India Lights of India, as per our Honorable Prime Minister appeal to the Indian citizens, 5/4/2020, 9 p.m. 9 minutes. Pan-India process across the nation, India Lights of event. Everyone know the big boss, Tamil word, no, that is Odavum Mudiyadu, Oliyavum Mudiyadu. Same like that, we having one big boss, that is SRPC, Southern Regional Power Grid, that is SLDC, already told, no? So as SLDC. SLDC is the head of the Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Karnataka, Kerala and Pondicherry. Here was single tracking system. This tracking system shows the instantaneous value of all over state under the control of the SRPC, how much power generated, how it is transferred, what is the transmission position of the transmission lines? What is the demand for each island areas? It can be shown easily, monitored and controlled from Bangalore. That SRPC plays a vital role in that event and the southern region. The Honorable Prime Minister of India appealed to the citizens of the country at 9:10 hours of 3rd April 2020 to switch off their lights and light lamps or candles for 9 minutes at 21 hours of 5th April 2020 to show solidarity and confidence to the nation's collective fight against the novel coronavirus. The message behind this simple gesture was to let the brightness of the lights ignite our energies and ensure the victory of good over evil. There is a massive response to the Honorable Prime Minister's appeal, and millions of Indians across the country switched off light at their homes and lit candles or lamps on Sunday, 5th April night. The effect of this overwhelming response were also visible in the power sector, with all India demand falling sharply from, very, very important, 1,16,887 megawatt at 2040 hours to 85,799 megawatt at 2110 hours. It's a great task. Nearly 30,000 megawatt reduced, unbalanced during that time. That is a short period of time. So it can be easily and successfully achieved by the Ministry of Power, National Load Dispatch Center, Southern Regional Load Dispatch Center, and all SLDs and LD centers and power experts. One famous quote, by falling to prepare, you are preparing to fall. Benjamin Franklin. So இந்த ஒரு பெரிய சக்சஸ் வந்து நம்ம ஈஸியா அச்சீவ் பண்ணல. இதுக்கு பின்னால நிறைய ப்ரிப்பரேஷன், மாக் ட்ரில்லிங். ஸோ அதனுடைய எஃபெக்ட் தான் இந்த சக்சஸ். ஸோ இந்த பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் அப்பீல் பண்ண உடனே நமக்கு முன்னால இருந்த ஒரு அன்எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் சேலஞ்சஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க அப்படின்னா, லாக்டவுன் லோட்ஸ். ஆக்சுவலா கிரிட்டை பொறுத்தவரையில எப்பவுமே வந்து லோடு எப்படி நாங்க டிஃபைன் பண்ணிக்குவாங்க அப்படின்னா, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் மே மந்த் 15th என்ன லோட் அப்படிங்கறத நம்ம ப்ரெடிக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு 2019 உள்ள மே மந்த் 15th உள்ள லோட கம்பேர் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஏன்னா சம்மர் ஃபுல்லா ஒரே சம்மர் சேம் லோடா இருக்கும். விண்டர் லோடோட பேட்டர்ன் வந்து வேரி ஆகும். ஸோ இந்த ஒரு கம்பேரிட்டிவ் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு இந்த டைம் வந்து நமக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ண முடியாது. பிகாஸ் மார்ச் 25th வந்து லாக்டவுன் டிக்ளேர் பண்றோம். மார்ச் 25th இருந்து லாக்டவுன் டிக்ளேர் பண்ண உடனே வெரி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் கண்ட்ரி வைட் லாக்டவுன். ஸோ கண்ட்ரி வைடா எல்லா இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ் இல்லாதனால கிட்டத்தட்ட 30 to 40 gigawatt பவர் வந்து கட் ஆகுது. ஸோ இது வந்து வெரி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் இந்த சினரியோ. இது முன்னால நடக்கல. ஸோ இது நம்ம இந்த லாக்டவுன்லோட நம்ம கன்சிடர் பண்ண முடியல. நம்பர் 1. செகண்ட், unexpected load variation, that is response from all over country. So நம்மோட பிரைம் மினிஸ்டரோட அப்பீலுக்கு எப்படி ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் இருக்கும்? ஆல் ஓவர் கண்ட்ரி பீப்புள் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்களா? இட்ஸ் அ வாலண்டரி, நாட் எ மேண்டேட், கம்பல்சரி கிடையாது. ஸோ வாலண்டரிங் போது எல்லாரும் பண்ணுவாங்களா? எவ்வளவு பண்ணுவாங்க? ஸோ இதை நம்மளால ஜட்ஜ் பண்ண முடியல. தேர்ட், ஒரு பெரிய ஹெட்ஏக் அப்படின்னா சோசியல் மீடியா மெசேஜஸ். ஸோ பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் டிக்ளேர் பண்ண நெக்ஸ்ட் டேல இருந்தே நிறைய வாட்ஸ்அப் ஆகட்டும், ஃபேஸ்புக் ஆகட்டும், சோசியல் மீடியாவில் நிறைய மெசேஜஸ் வந்தது. எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு ஒரு மெசேஜ், that is if all the lights are switched off at once, it might lead to failure of grid. All over emergency services will fail. It make it a week's time to restore power. I would appeal to the public to light candle and lamps without switch off the light. So இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய மெசேஜஸ். ஸோ இந்த மெசேஜ் வந்து பீப்புள் எப்படி ரீச் பண்ணுது, இந்த மெசேஜுக்கு வந்து மக்கள் ஒபே பண்ணாங்கன்னா என்ன நடக்கும், இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஒரு கன்ஃபியூஷன். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த பவர் கிரிட்டுக்கு முன்னால, இந்த பவர் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்ஸ்க்கு முன்னால இருந்த ஒரு பெரிய சேலஞ்சஸ். ஸோ இதை கம்பேர் பண்றதுக்காக ஆல் இந்தியா டிமாண்ட் நம்ம கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் த 31/3/2019 to 6/4/19. Second one is the 15/3 to 21/3. Then third one is the 22 to 28. From the 28 March lockdown started. It is a lockdown period. So for the 4 waveform பார்க்கும்போது the lockdownல நமக்கு ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா டிமாண்ட் கம்மியாகுது. So in the time the experts team or peரிய organization form பண்றாங்க. 3rd April, our Honorable Prime Minister appealed all the Indian citizens, entities involved, all Indian citizens appeal பண்றாங்க. 3rd April, interaction to devise a plan and access the impact power system, NLDC and RLDC combine பண்றாங்க. 3rd April 2020, interaction to achieve the coordination and mobilizing all resources, all generating sessions include ஆகுது. 3rd April 2020, decision to hold meeting on 4th April 2020, 11 hours, RLD, SLDCs and generating station, and 4th April 2020, 11 hours, emergency fold meeting. Fold meeting is nothing but form of load dispatch center meeting, convened to discuss the final operation. So, in the various meeting provide பண்றாங்க. Over meeting la first LD, RLD, then generating station, then hydro. Then 4th April 2020, late evening, ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு decision எடுக்கிறாங்க. Meeting with all interstate hydro generating station to discuss a strategy. Based on this previous meeting, that experts are decided in the ramp out. Ramp out means nothing but it is the rate of change of megawatt per minute. The ramp out is only successfully achieved by the hydro station only. So the 4th late evening நடக்கிற meetingல all hydro plants are considered. The midnight hours is a very important and vital point in that event. That is midnight hours, 4th April night to early morning, 5th April 2020, mocks exercise by hydro plant to assess the ramping capability. This mock exercise is very helpful for that event and that day. So, இந்த மாதிரி பவர் டிமாண்ட் ரைஸ் ஆர் லோயர் ஆகும்போது எப்படி சப்போர்ட் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படிங்கறத பிஃபோர் தட் 5th நைட் நடக்கக்கூடிய ஈவென்ட் 4th நைட்டே ஒரு மாக் எக்ஸர்சைஸ் பண்றாங்க. 5th April 2020 மார்னிங் டைரக்ஷன் டு டிரான்ஸ்மிஷன் லைன்ஸ் டு ரியாக்டிவ் பவர் சப்போர்ட். எஸ், actually the hydro plant, thermal plant, the consideration எல்லாமே மெகாவாட்ட பேஸ் பண்றது. There are another one challenge, that is voltage profile. So, எல்லா லைட்டும் எல்லா லோடு டிமாண்டும் சடனாக டிக்ரீஸ் ஆகும்போது வாட் அபவுட் த வோல்டேஜ்? த வோல்டேஜ் கொலாப்ஸ் ஆக வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. ஸோ வோல்டேஜ் ப்ரொஃபைல் சேஞ்ச் ஆக வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. ஸோ இந்த வோல்டேஜ் ப்ரொஃபைல் டு கண்ட்ரோல் த வோல்டேஜ் ப்ரொஃபைல் த ரியாக்டிவ் பவர். ஸோ டிரான்ஸ்மிஷன் லைசன்ஸ் ஃபார் ரியாக்டிவ் பவர் சப்போர்ட் ரெக்யூர்ட். ஸோ அதுக்காக ஒரு டிரான்ஸ்மிஷன் லைன் மீட்டிங். Then 5th April 2020 afternoon meeting on of NLDC and RLDCs for review for preparatory measures, finalization of the ISA schedule or schedule prepare பண்றதுக்கான ஒரு மீட்டிங். 5th April 2020, 17:35 hours, security constraint economic dispatch stopped. That is already I told. That is if the declared power is not sent to the transmission line, not sent to the grid, then penalty is provided. That penalty issue is stopped at 18 hours on that day for this issue. Then 5th April 2020, gas-based turbines are come to unit. Then 5th April 2020, 1920 hours, that is 22:20 is our target period. 1920 hours, backing down of thermal generation, which was earlier ramped up to meet the evening peak start. That is evening peak ஆக thermal power of rise பண்ணி வச்சிருந்தது எல்லாமே ramp down பண்ண சொல்றாங்க. Then 5th April 2020, 1920 hours hydro generation was ramped up in proportion to the reduction in thermal generation. ஏன் thermal generation ramp out பண்ணிட்டு நம்முடைய hydro ramp in பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா the rate of rise, that is ramp in ramp out is nothing but rate of rise of megawatt per minute. So it is very easier in hydro generation than thermal station. So thermal station take more time to increase the power, increase the megawatt, but the hydro is not much time. So the hydro is ready for emergency backup. So 5th April 2020, 19:30 to 20 hours, opening of identified transmission lines and taking bus reactors into service for voltage control. Yes, all the reactors are included. All the bus, some of the identified transmission lines are opened to avoid the voltage collapse. 5th April 2020, 20 hours, reserve regulation ancillary services down instruction applied for 2030 to 21 hours to keep frequency. 5th April 2020, 20:45 hours, thermal generation back down to near technical minimum level. That is, for example, 210 megawatt plant, the technical minimum is 180 megawatt. It is a new plant. For example, the 600 megawatt newer plant, the technical minimum is near about 300, 50%, 40% technical minimum is possible. So that generating stations are instructed to down the technical minimum. Then 5th April 2020, 20-30 hours, units pump storage plant taken in pumping mode. That is to observe the, that is to maintain the frequency. That is the Kadambari and the Nagarjuna Sagar is act as a pumped plant. 5th April 2020, 20-30 hours. Reserve regulation ancillary services up instruction applied for 20-22-15 hours in anticipation of sharp rise in demand after the event. So after the completion of the event, immediately all the pupils are switch on the light, then it will suddenly increase the power. So it can be met out. So 5th April 2022, 20-45 hours, sharp reduction in all India demand started from 1,16,887 megawatts, a milestone activity. 5th April 2020, 21-10 hours, minimum all India demand of 85,799 megawatt is recorded. 5th April 2020, 21-10 hours, all India demand started peak. That is our Honorable Prime Minister's appeal, 20.09 hours. So that time, near about 20:45 to 21:09 hours, 10 hours, nearly 31,000 megawatt fall down. So 5th April 2020, 22:10 hours, all India demand settled to 1,14,000 megawatt. So it is step-by-step activities, it's a milestone activities. It is not possible easier. That is without data. That is already told. No, that is in grid system. Data is very, very vital. So the data sources. What are the state data sources? That is preparation for the lights of event, operation during the lights of event. That is NLDC SCADA. SCADA is nothing but is a supervisory control and data acquisition system. It's a very fast device, the fiber optical based and the power communication based. Reports by state LD centers of the light of event, demand variation, inter-regional and state trials, generation management, response to pumped hydro and light lift irrigation project, cross-border support from Bhutan. So yes, this time during this event, we got the support from the Bhutan also. Frequency trend, voltage management, angular separation. Angular separation is nothing but due to this frequency or voltage profile, it's a that is the rotor stator slip may be damaged. That is separation is possible. That can be monitored. Power system modes, that is power system analysis. That is during that time, if any fault, that is transient fault, dynamic fault, it can be monitored and the power system modes are included. Analysis of the demand reduction and key learnings. How the demand can be calculated. Before that even, our SLDC people, our NLDC people, our RLDC people, one calculation is arrived. That is the methodology for calculation of demand of each state, region, and India. That is first thing. What is the state demand? That is the state demand is nothing but it is a summation of the intra-state generation and tile line flows connecting to the respective. For example, in Tamil Nadu உள்ள எல்லா ஜெனரேட்டிங் ஸ்டேஷன் எவ்வளவு பவரை பம்ப் பண்றாங்க, எவ்வளவு பவர் கொடுக்க முடியும். That's ஒரு calculation. Second one is the regional demand. The regional demand is nothing but under the control of SRPC. SRPC control உள்ள எல்லா ஸ்டேட்ஸும் எவ்வளவு பவர் அந்த டைம்ல டிமாண்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க. இது ஒரு calculation. And third one is the all India demand. Based on this state demand and regional demand, all India demand. There is nothing but demand, summation of the demand of all the regions. It can be calculated. For example, in our Tamil Nadu grid demand, the hydro, see here the frequency is 49.83 Hz at the time 20.42 hours. Here 21.09 hours, the frequency is very shorted. Actually, as per IEGC norms, Indian Electricity Grid Code, based on the nominal frequency is 50 Hz, but it can be where tolerance is 49.95 Hz to 50.05. But that even it can be violated. That is 49.83 Hz is the lower frequency recorded. 50.25 Hz is the higher frequency recorded in short duration. Here, see in total 10,054 Tamil Nadu grid demand at 21.09, 7,912, near about 2,000 megawatt our demand reduced. Here the hydro is 660. The hydro plays a very vital part to reduce the load, 207. The operational plan for successfully managing the 9 PM 9-minute event. Here, three important concepts. One is the load generation balance. That is output power in demand. Output power of the generating station and demand of the consumer, and the load reduction by the consumer. It is number one. This output power is to maintain the frequency. Second one is the voltage. The voltage level. For example, 765 kV line, the voltage, suppose the voltage goes to 800 kV, it is create more issues in the grid. Third one is the ensuring the transmission network loading. The voltage profile is one concept, and at the same time, one transmission line overload. It's another one concept issue. In the meantime, we are thanks to our neighbor country. Presently, Indian grid is synchronously connected with Bhutan, along with the asynchronous connection with Nepal, Bangladesh, and Myanmar. The grid operators of these neighboring countries were briefed about the 9 p.m. 9-minute event and possibility of cross-border support, especially through the reduction in hydro generators connected with the Indian grid in Bhutan, and modulation of HVDC, Burma, Bangladesh during the event was requested. Acknowledging the challenges involved in managing this unprecedented event, the national grid operators of all the neighboring countries assured their full cooperation in managing the 9 p.m. 9-minute event. That is this. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அக்கேஷன் வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னால நம்ம பண்ணவே முடியல. ஒரு ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு கிரிட்ல ஒரு டிமாண்டை நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ணும்போது ஒரு ப்ரீவியஸ் ஹிஸ்டரியை கம்பேர் பண்ணுவோம். பட் திஸ் லாக்டவுன், என்டையர் கண்ட்ரி வைஸ் லாக்டவுன், the sudden fall or rise of the load in the grid within a stipulated time, it is இதுக்கு முன்னால இது எதுவுமே நடந்ததுனால இது ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜி. இந்த டைம்ல நம்ம பூட்டானுடைய சப்போர்ட் வந்து ரொம்ப இருந்தது.
லீவ் மீட்டிங் கொடுத்ததா
டெடிகேட்டட் SCADA டிஸ்ப்ளே ஃபார் ட்ராக்கிங் ஹைட்ரோ. ஸோ இந்த டைம்ல SRPC, RLDC எல்லாருமே ஃபுல் ஃபோக்கஸிங் ஆன் தி ஹைட்ரோ பவர் பிளான்ட். ஒரு எஸ்பெஷலி அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் ட்ராக்கிங் சிஸ்டம் வச்சு டு ஆல் ஓவர் இந்தியா ஹைடல் வந்து ஃபுல்லா வாட்ச் பண்ணாங்க. Due to the diverse and distributed action of the household across the country, the effect of lights of event started few minutes before the scheduled time of the event. The all India demand started reducing sharply from 1,16,887 megawatt at 20:45 hours and touched the minimum 85,799 megawatt at 21:10 hours. However, maximum ramp down was recorded at 21 and 21.01 hours. This sudden fall in demand of 31,089 megawatt was managed effectively with matching generation backdown in hydro, thermal, gas and wind generator across the country. So, இது எப்படி பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா, இதோட ஹைடல், தெர்மல், கேஸ், விண்ட். ஸோ இதனுடைய 20:45 ஹவர்ஸ்ல இதனுடைய பவர் ஃப்ளோ, 21.10 ஹவர்ஸ்ல இதனுடைய பவர் ஜெனரேஷன் அவுட்புட், 21.30 ஹவர்ஸ்ல அவுட்புட். ஸோ இதை கம்பைண்டா சம்மரி பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா, ஹைட்ரோவுடைய கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன் ஹெவியா இருக்கும். ரிடக்ஷன் ஆஃப் தி பவர் ஃப்ரம் A to B, ஹைட்ரோ 17,543. So increase same thing. So the maximum RAM megawatt per minute is possible only for hydro. Same like that, the maximum minimum voltage level. Our load dispatch center monitor the 765 kV and 400 kV lines. The 765 kV at Idgani 794 was recorded, so maximum. And in 400 kV, Galva 434 kV is recorded. In 765 kV, the minimum is 725 at Fatehpur and 400 kV 387 in Ambag. ஸோ நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பிளான் பண்ணாலுமே, இவ்வளவு எஃபர்ட் எடுத்தாலுமே, இவ்வளவு ஸ்டெப்ஸ், இவ்வளவு பிளானிங், ஆர்கனைசேஷன், ஒரு மார்க் ட்ரில்லாம் பண்ணாலும், பட் நம்மளால நம்ம கெஸ் பண்ண அளவு நம்ம பண்ண முடியல. தட் இஸ் என்ன சொல்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, a sharp reduction in all India demand was observed between the 20:45 hours to 21:10 hours. The total fall in demand during this period was 31,000 megawatt, with the demand falling from 1,16,000 to 85,719 megawatt. The all India demand started picking up at 21:10 hours and settled around 1,14,400 megawatt at 22:10 hours. Maximum ramp down is a very important point. The maximum ramp down and ramp up rates of all India demand during the light of event was 4196 megawatt per minute. It's a new record in the power system. அதாவது ramp up rate வந்து 41, ramp down rate 4196, near about 4000 megawatt per minute ramp down ஆகுது, 3000 megawatt per minute ramp up ஆகுது. The chart for the contribution, the trend for the power management. Here, so it's hydro, this is gas, wind, thermal, and nuclear. The part of the hydro is very important here. The sudden fall, sudden rise is possible. Compared with the other generating station, it is easier, it is very fast response. Variation in all hydro generation. That is hydro generation versus frequency. When the frequency is decreased, the pumping of, that is the power up of the generated power output of the hydro is increased. It's a vice versa. For this achievement only, we can maintain this frequency between separated region. Like 4th and 5th April of the frequency level. It's a 4th. Near about is constant. But it's the 5th. This is the region for during the light off event. So next, voltage control. Similar in megawatt, the voltage is very important criteria to maintain the grid stability. Of all the consumers switch off their lights and households are operated, then the voltage should be, is it possible to voltage collapse. Before that, our people take more steps. That is around 200 transmission lines of voltage level 400 kV and above were kept open for voltage control. Bus and switchable line reactors were taken into service wherever required. SVCs, that is at 400 kV, Karnoli, Kanpur, New Wangap and Ludhiana were taken into voltage control mode with reference voltage of 400 kV. Remember, all the generating plants were advised to observe and generate a reactive power. Because all the householding, if the pupils are switched off all the householding, that is fridge and AC, the reactive power already due to the countrywide lockdown, near about 30 to 40 gigawatt power is reduced. So no reactive power supply. If the synchronous generator can deliver the active power as well as reactive power, if there is no reactive power, more power is in terms in the leading condition, it should collapse the system. So all the generating stations are advised to observe or generate reactive power based on their location and their requirement. It's a simple voltage profile, 765 kV lines. It's a voltage profile during that event. Actually, in the SLDC, உங்களுடைய planning என்ன அப்படின்னா, இவங்களுடைய forecasting, இவங்களுடைய demand எவ்வளவு குறையும் எதிர்பார்த்தாங்கன்னா 12 to 15 gigawatt. But இதுக்கு opposite 31 gigawatt நமக்கு குறைஞ்சிருக்குது. That is, the anticipated total reduction in domestic lighting load in all over India is 20 to 15 gigawatt. However, the total reduction in all India demand was to the tune of 31 gigawatt. A gap in anticipation and actual required more detailed analysis. One reason could be that the residents switched off additional loads along with the lighting load. Not only electrical lights, some pupils are due to the voltage collapse and some based on the social media messages, fridges and AC and everything is switched off. This could be due to general apprehension among the public about equipment damage, which was created by the various suggestions floating in the social and the print media. Another reason for higher demand reduction could be lighting load actually being higher than the one anticipation in order to further that. It's a demand variation. It's a 4th April. It's a gradual variation. It's not no issue, but it's during the type of light off event. So during that time, 21 to 21.9 hours. It's a gradually reduced, gradually increased. With this short period. Suppose if the precautions are not taken, இந்த மாதிரிலாம் நம்ம இந்த ஸ்டெப்ஸ் எல்லாம் எடுக்காம இருந்தா என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, இட்ஸ் பிளாக் அவுட். பட் இட் இஸ் நாட் பாசிபிள். இதெல்லாம் அனலைஸ் பண்ணி தான் நம்ம இதை டிக்ளேர் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. பட் இந்த இதுக்கு முன்னால் நடந்த பிளாக் அவுட் அப்படின்னா ஜூலை 30-31, 2012 ஒரு பிளாக் அவுட். தட் இஸ் நார்த் ஈஸ்ட் ரீஜன். இந்த 3 ரீஜன்ல 2 days வந்து டார்க். 2 days வந்து பவர் ரெஸ்யூம் பண்ண முடியல. இட்ஸ் பிளாக் அவுட் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. ஸோ பிஃபோர் ஒன் கிரிட் ஒன் நேஷன் இந்த ஒரு பெரிய பிளாக் அவுட் நடந்தது. ஸோ இந்த ஆஃப்டர் ஒன் கிரிட் ஒன் நேஷன் இந்த எஃபெக்ட் வந்து கிடையாது. The blackout reason, one is the frequency absorption and frequency reduction. Second one is the voltage collapse. The power system stabilizer. If at present after one grid one nation, all the generating stations are provided with power system stabilizer in automatic voltage regulator. So the power system regulator provide 4 type of oscillation. That is, F1 is the lowest oscillation, F2 is the inter area oscillation, F3 is the local mode oscillation, F4 is the high set oscillation. This oscillation is tuned in the automatic voltage regulators, that is called as AVR or DVR, based upon their local load and adjacent generating units. One simple waveform is here without PSS. If any fault occur in the transmission line, it may be in transient or dynamic condition, it is heavy fault in short duration, it should some second it will collapse grid, that is power system. So here without power system stabilizer is nothing but it's a one module which is located in the automatic digital voltage regulator. It can sense the power oscillation from the grid. Based on the oscillation, that is F1, F2, F3, F4, it tuned the generator to make up the voltage level. For example, without PSS, we create one fault. Here is a oscillation. It's a megawatt. This megawatt come to the normal position after 5 cycles of oscillation. One cycle is 20 millisecond, 5 cycles 100 millisecond. So during that type of one transient fault is occur, up to 100 millisecond, the entire system is oscillating. Here see, with the PSS, if the PSS is on, if the PSS model is tuned on condition, it is nullified in near about half cycle. So without PSS, 100 millisecond, the fault is persist in the entire grid. But if the PSS is on condition, only half cycle, that is 10 millisecond, it can be nullified. So this kind of power system modulator is power system stabilizing modulator is mandatory in all generating station. It is governed and testing and monitored by the SRPC Bangalore. And second one is the generator capability. That is, I already told you, that is the voltage profile. If the voltage profile in the grid is collapsed, it should affect the reactive power. The reactive power is a very big subject. It's a very big task. If every generator based on their manufacturer can capable for deliver the active power as well as the reactive power some limit. For example, in our TTPS, the 210 megawatt can deliver the 72 megawatt at 210 megawatt, 72 megawatt in lagging, and only 12 megawatt in leading condition. Suppose if the voltage is not controlled in grid during that time or during that event or when the voltage is issues, under such time, the reactive power is the lagging reactive power is converted into leading. If the reactors are not into service or the transmission lines are not open condition, under such time, it absorbs more reactive power. That is in positive mode, that is leading mode. Suppose if it is beyond with this region, it is out of synchronism. So it is generator capability curve is must be very important in every generator. It is based on their manufacturer. See, our generator one time we have capability test. It can be conducted by SRPC in 3 years once in every generator. Here the 160 megawatt, 150 megawatts the capability tested. So finally, it is also a war field. So not only doctors and nurses during that corona period, our power system engineers are also fight the corona, against the corona. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
That was very informative, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, HOD, sir.
Yes, madam. Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
It was really very interesting. We had a very good insight into that.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning. This is Satish from CK College of Engineering and Technology.
Yes.
I am entirely watch out your session. It was very
Yeah.
useful, and
Thank you.
according to my feeling, you are giving a real-time examples, and these wall
Uh-huh.
controls and all those things are very nice. As we
Oh,
are
thank you.
basically from electrical background, it will
Thank
be
you.
more useful for us.
Thank you.
Thank you for your seminar, and I convey the special thanks to the organizing secretary and organizing team to conduct the webinar at this time. Thank you all, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Shanti madam, you can close if you
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
closing remarks ஏதாவது கொடுக்கணும் கொடுத்துருங்க. Okay.
Priya ma'am, over to you. Priya ma'am.
Maybe you can close, madam, if she is not ready.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Let me thank first the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our resource person, Engineer V. Satyanarayana Kumar, Assistant Executive Engineer, TANGEDCO, Pluto Green Thermal Power Plant, who, despite of his busy schedule, he found time to grace the occasion with his valuable presentation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
I
you, ma'am.
express my heartfelt thanks to our respected chairman and principal, sir, for giving an opportunity to organize this webinar. Thank you, sir. My immense and sincere thanks to our beloved HOD, sir, for his valuable guidance and support and encouragement in all our efforts. Thank you, sir. I owe my special gratitude to all the internal and external participants from various colleges all over Tamil Nadu. Thank you all. Last but not least, I thank all my department faculty members and student coordinators for their cooperation in making this webinar a great success. Once again, thank you one and all. The feedback link will be presented at the chat box. Participants, kindly fill the link.